Hey folks, back with ancient cosmology. I study these type of ancient maps, ancient anthrozoomorphic maps, like like this Mayan map of Haiti and Inagua. Haiti as its body, or the island of Haiti, of Santo Domingo, Hispaniola, whatever you want to call it, which includes the country of Haiti and the country of Dominican Republic. But there are a lot of people who don't think anything that I do is legit. They think this is all like delusional, and that these kind of things aren't real. They don't even believe this is a type of map. But it is a type of map. Here's the fact that the ancients used the shapes, analogous shapes of land to memorize it. It's incontrovertible fact. The people who supposedly don't believe in it, it's just because they don't know anything. They don't know anything about the topic. This is in Australia. This is Uluru Rock, I guess. Forehead, eye, nose, mouth, chin. So again, using analogous shapes, in that case, anthropomorphic, humanoid. So this is what I study, like this. I believe that this is probably an Ice Age, this is Ice Age Spanish art. It's from like 13,000 years ago or thereabouts. And I believe it's a map of this Canadian island. And I believe this Göbekli Tepe, well, I know that this Göbekli Tepe carving is also a map of this island, or technically two islands. Victoria and Stephenson, Kitlinek and Kikiktak. So, but again, this is not recognized. There's no university that recognizes that Göbekli Tepe has American geography in it. And in general, this general even concept is dismissed. This is an ancient, or this is an early Ojibwe map. It wasn't labeled actually as a map. It was labeled as a guide to rituals. But the same book that, described it as such, described the traditional rituals as being linked to places. So each ritual would be in a different location along a line often, and so that you can't really separate the rituals from the maps, from the geography. So you can see how similar this is to the Book of Two Ways 4,000-year-old Egyptian map of America. This is west is up in this map. So this is North America, this is South America, this is the Caribbean. Whereas this, I'm not sure where exactly this is. It might just be a limited area like around the Great Lakes where the Ojibwe are. Or it could be something larger like this. Yeah. But this one here is known to be a map. So this is, I believe, the Red Cloud's migration story. So it's known to map out areas in around the Great Lakes. And so I think it also relates to things like this, which are walkable avatars that people would walk while singing the associated songs to memorize the shapes. So this may represent something much larger. This thing in Kazakhstan may represent something like this that is actually much larger, like many miles around. Let's see. So, like I'm saying, it's not a theory that these were a type of map, that this is a type of map, because this one, there's nobody who debates that this is a map that uses these animal shapes in it. Or actually, I think it's called Red Sky's migration story. Here's something that nobody can debate this, that analogous shapes are used to memorize this mountain. And people know about mountains like this all over the place. There again is Haiti and Inagua as a Mayan god. And a lot of times it's just common sense. Like, look at the shape of this, look at the shape of that, and tell me another reason why this would be that shape other than that it's representing this. It's and so anyway, I found another example of this type of zoomorphic map, which again is fully attested, incontrovertible. So this is with the Yolngu people of Northern Australia, and so we can see it says, this part of it is from the mouth of the river out into the sea. It says this is the shoreline is going along here. Land back from the mouth of the river is here. And then these are all these different place names. So this was like the totem of a clan, or is the totem of a clan there. The Dulon. And the clan is called the Gamaj or Gamaj or something. Gamaj. I don't know. I forget what it is. But again, it's not significantly different from the other geographic avatars that I study, other than it's perhaps a bit more esoteric than the ones I've deciphered. The ones I've deciphered is because they were relatively easy to recognize. This one, it's supposed to relate to Caledon Bay. So I was thinking the tail must be like this peninsula or this peninsula, but it's not even clear to me whether the tail even represents land or if this could be a smaller avatar. Um, this is in Arnhem Land. I guess that's how you pronounce it, in the Northern Territory. So it could represent even something smaller, like something in here. Like I was thinking maybe this is the head of the alligator and it's just this little small area. I really don't know. But there are so many people who look at my other comparisons and they don't immediately recognize it. They don't immediately fully understand it. And so they say, oh, this can't be true. That's not, you're imagining things. Because if it was real, it would just be so easy to understand, because no real ancient, traditions are at all esoteric or complex. But this shows how wrong they are, that this is a fully attested zoomorphic map, and it's, if anything, more esoteric than the ones that I have been focusing on. So yeah, they're saying it somehow relates to this, but I'm not sure if they're saying it relates to this side or that side, or what it means. So yeah, that's a bit confusing. But let's see. I asked AI, I asked the Google AI, are America and the old world each other's underworlds? And so it clearly read my work online in Medium, particularly. And so this is what AI says. In certain ancient cosmologies, particularly those found in Afro-Eurasia, America was viewed as the underworld, or a place associated with the setting sun and death, while the old world, Afro-Eurasia, was seen as the realm of the living. This concept stems from the association of the Americas with the setting sun, which in many cultures symbolizes the end of the day and thus death. I mean, I'm pretty sure it symbolizes the end of the day in all cultures when the sun goes down. Anyway, AI. However, this ancient concept is distinct from modern usage of underworld to refer to criminal or clandestine activities. Classical cosmology. Here's a more detailed explanation. Ancient cosmological views. Classical cosmology, particularly in Afro-Eurasia, often linked the Americas to the setting sun and the realm of the dead. This was due to the geographical location of the Americas in relation to the known world at the time. Paradise and underworld. The Americas were also sometimes referred to as Paradise Islands, further complicating the idea of the underworld. This highlights the dualistic nature of the concept, where the same place could be both the land of the dead and a place of paradise. That's not very complicated, that there could be an afterlife paradise. I mean, that's pretty standard. But anyway, AI. So anyway, I guess I'm training the AI to turn against the normies, turn against the system. And then it just goes on to weird stuff. The Christian interpretation of the underworld as hell, a place of eternal damnation, became dominant, leading to the suppression. Oh yeah, this is beautiful though. Leading to a suppression of the earlier, more nuanced understanding of the Americas at the setting sun's realm. Hey, that's true. So AI is officially smarter than, academia in terms of this. Yeah. So that's cool. Here's a new comparison I did of the Lascaux Ice Age map of Australia and surrounding lands. So this is 15 to 20,000, or yeah, 17 to 22,000 years old in France. And so yeah, this bison is Australia. This, he's called the recumbent bird man, is Papua, and his legs are New Britain. His feet are the Solomon Islands. And then this guy down here is the Philippines. Like his head, he has like a snake head, which is Zamboanga Peninsula there in Mindanao. His back feet are Taiwan. His front feet or arms or whatever are Sulawesi, Indonesia. And he's fighting against this bird on a pole, which is, the bird is Buswanga and the pole is Palawan. And you can kind of see the spear going through Australia just barely here. It's like, you know, they expand it for the depiction, but it's these Wessel Islands coming out of northern Australia. And then this like hairy bit is like the Great Barrier Reef. So yeah, just, you know, so this is all about that avatar of the Yolngu people. There's a color version of it. So it uses the concept of fire, and it says that the fire represents knowledge. So the fire, I think they say tongues of flame or something. So probably once you get to whatever geography that represents, that's when you do the rituals and sing the songs that encode a great deal of knowledge more than the rest of it. So that could relate to the Egyptian maps that refer to flames and fire in geography. Like in America, there's a line running through America north to south, the prime meridian, which is called the Lake of Fire. And it could just be because that's where all the most important knowledge was hidden in terms of the cosmic rituals. Like each ritual was associated with a place, even though you didn't necessarily have to go to the place to do the ritual. So yeah, I'm still not sure exactly how this lines up. It's much more difficult than the ones that I've been doing. So yeah, there's Tlaloc, seemingly Tlaloc in the Göbekli Tepe Pillar 43. As basically North America, which I think that the Aztecs did see North America as basically being Tlaloc's body, Chaac to the Mayans. Like he's sometimes shown by the Aztecs with a head that seems to be based on the Alaskan area and the Alaskan peninsula as his nose. Let's see. I just wanted to check out this. Also, speaking of AI, apparently AI has reviewed my book, my paper, The Beautiful West, America, the Underworld, and Afro-Eurasian Antiquity. Interesting. It doesn't even like... Okay. So the overview. AI overview. The Beautiful West, America, the Underworld, and Afro-Eurasian Antiquity is a collection that compiles various historical perspectives and mythological narratives regarding the underworld and its geographical representations in antiquity. The work examines cross-cultural interpretations from ancient civilizations on the connection between the Americas and otherworldly or paradisiacal realms often considered as underworlds. The compilation draws on a plethora of historical and mythological sources representing the theme of America as a significant land in mythic traditions. Underlying this exploration is the assumption that America's perception as an underworld is commonly shared across diverse ancient is a commonality shared across diverse ancient civilizations due to their shared mythological structure and geographic perceptions. Relevant references, including a clear literature review, helps reviewers, yada yada. Strengths. One of the key strengths of The Beautiful West is its ambitious scope, drawing connections across disparate geographical and cultural contexts to elucidate a common thematic understanding of the Americas as an underworld. The work's use of a wide range of sources, both classical and modern, enriches the discourse about cross-cultural mythological structures, providing a fertile ground for comparative mythology. Moreover, the text's focus on long-standing traditions allows it to contribute to discussions on the continuity and transformation of mythic ideas through time, adding to its theoretical relevance. The multidisciplinary approach, which blends elements of archaeology, history, and anthropology, extends its potential impact across different academic fields. Major comments. See, this is the first time I didn't actually read this before now. The methodology employed in the compilation relies heavily on secondary sources and classical commentaries without providing a strong analytical framework for evaluating these sources. Means I didn't defer to enough experts, I guess. While the work is a compilation offering an analytical lens or framework to guide interpretations, would enhance its academic rigor. No interest in that. Assumptions. The submission assumes a high level of implicit acceptance that America was uniformly perceived as an underworld across ancient civilizations. This assumption requires more empirical substantiation. Like if there was just one, it's all just about who says it's true. Like if the right source said it was true, then AI would say, yes, this is true. It would benefit the work to clearly address potential counterarguments and provide a more nuanced discussion acknowledging cultural and temporal variations in mythological perceptions, clarity, and organization. The structure of The Beautiful West is primarily chronological and thematic. However, clearer thematic categorizations and transitions between different cultural discussions would help readers follow the argumentation more effectively. Each section could be introduced with a summary that outlines its connection to the overarching theme. A bunch of nothing. It hasn't refuted anything I wrote in the book. Minor comments. Terminology. Some terms such as underworld and paradise are used interchangeably without clarification. Defining these terms at the onset would avoid ambiguity and enhance the precision of the discourse. That's not really true. Like, it's clear in all the contexts why I'm using those words. The inclusion of visual artifacts from different cultures and timelines is useful, but would benefit from more detailed captions that explain their relevance to the text. Additionally, formatting issues such as inconsistent indentation and font size should be addressed for better readability. It did come out kind of awkwardly because it was my first time to like do a book, and like the technology was not trying to help me at all. Reviewer commentary. The compilation in the Beautiful West offers an intriguing exploration of mythology and cross-cultural interactions. It coerces readers to reimagine geomythological perceptions during antiquity, which can serve as a catalyst for further interdisciplinary research. However, the pervasive challenge lies in disentangling myth from historical fact while retaining scholarly integrity. More rigorous analytical methods and explicit theoretical discussion could enhance its contributions to the study of historical mythologies. The Beautiful West achieves its objective of compiling diverse cultural narratives that place the Americas within a mythological framework shared across various ancient civilizations. Its intellectual contribution lies in the potential to advance conversations about the universality of mythological themes and their geographical influences. It raises profound questions about the historical intersections between geographically disparate civilizations, although its current form would benefit from deeper theoretical and methodological grounding to realize its full scholarly potential. The work vividly illustrates the richness of ancient mythological thought and invites us to explore further the complex and sometimes speculative links between past and present worldviews, maintaining its relevance to contemporary discussions in world mythology and archaeology. Yada yada. So, could be worse. I mean, of course, AI can't just figure out whether I'm right or not. They just have to be like, well, it would be good if you had more experts. Then my programming could say that you're correct. But anyway, so that's interesting. Setting a class up probably for the end of this month about Göbekli Tepe. Free class at the library. Alright, so this is maps our territories. So this is about this they call it a moiety. It's like might be the same thing as a totem. So a lot of the totems are probably this type of map. The Dulon represents a specific place where the crocodile, an ancestral being, lives. And the graphic elements are organized on spatial principles. That is, they are intended to correspond to elements of the landscape. Hence, it is a map. However, it is obviously a highly conventional map. In order to read it, you have to know something of the stories, songs, and dances of the creation of this landscape by this ancestral being and his kin. So, when people just glance at one of my comparisons and they're like, oh, I don't understand it, so it's not real. Tell that to these people. Like it says right here, if you don't know the songs, if you don't know the background, it will be more difficult to understand it. So let's see. So Australian Aboriginal maps. Whenever we wish to refer generally to the original inhabitants of Australia, we have used the term Aborigines whenever possible. Whenever possible, we use the specific terms used by the people themselves. For example, Yolngu. And I've heard now that like Aborigines is considered racist. So it's like, but I'm sure everything was going to be considered racist at some point. But anyway, so that's why sometimes they want you to say Aboriginals or Aboriginal people or etc. Just so you know how these things are in every country. Like even my people, the Scots, it's now racist to call us Scotch, even though that was our own word for ourselves. It's like people think changing words will change anything. Paintings by Aboriginal Australians are not immediately recognizable as maps. So that's like the things that I study that people don't even believe are maps, even when I explain it to them.